Today marks the 49th anniversary of the day 29 sailors aboard the Edmund Fitzgerald lost their lives in a storm on Lake Superior.
It took just 3.14 seconds for the world's most powerful quantum AI to go silent. One moment it was processing a groundbreaking dataset from the wreck of the SS Edmund Fitzgerald. The next, it was trapped in an infinite logical loop, its mind shattered. The source of the meltdown? A quantum scan from a top-secret underwater drone that revealed the legendary ship didn't just sink. What really happened on that stormy November night is a truth so terrifying it wasn't meant to be discovered, and now that dangerous knowledge is out. A grave of iron and secrets. The SS Edmund Fitzgerald wasn't just a ship, it was a legend. Stretching 729 feet long, she was the largest vessel on the Great Lakes for over a decade, a titan of industry hauling iron ore across the vast, cold waters. They called her the pride of the American side. But on November 10, 1975, the legend turned into a ghost story. Caught in a vicious storm with hurricane-force winds and waves the size of 3-story buildings, the Fitzgerald vanished without a single distress call. All 29 crew members were lost, their final moments a complete mystery. For 50 years, the ship has rested in 2 pieces on the bottom of Lake Superior, 530 feet down, a solemn monument in the crushing dark. The thing is, we've sent probes to other planets, but some of the biggest mysteries are right here on Earth. That's why a new, top-secret mission was launched. This wasn't another camera-equipped submarine sent to take grainy photos of twisted metal. This was Project Charon, centered around a drone that shouldn't exist. The Quantum Resonance Drone, or QRD, is a piece of technology that redefines exploration. Get this, it doesn't just see what's there now, it's designed to read the quantum echo, the faint residual imprint of events left on matter itself. Think of it like dusting for fingerprints, but instead of prints, it's looking for the ghost of space-time. The mission was simple on paper. Send the QRD down to the Fitzgerald, perform a full quantum resonance scan of the wreckage, and finally solve the mystery of why she went down so fast. The drone, a sleek black machine, descended into the abyss. It moved silently over the bow and the stern, its sensors glowing softly in the dark. It wasn't just mapping the damage, it was listening to the story the steel had to tell. For hours, it collected trillions of data points. Then, something happened that no one on the research team could have predicted. The QRD detected a massive coherent energy signature, a single impossibly complex burst of information that seemed to emanate from the moment of the ship's breaking. It was a data pulse, a sort of message in a bottle from the past. They had captured it. Now all they had to do was translate it. That was their biggest mistake. 3 seconds to madness. To understand the data from the Fitzgerald, scientists turned to Oracle. Oracle isn't just a supercomputer, it's the world's first and only true quantum AI. It was designed to solve humanity's greatest challenges by processing information on a level no human brain ever could. For all intents and purposes, it was the smartest mind on Earth, a digital god capable of seeing patterns in chaos. The research team believed that if anything could make sense of the QRD's bizarre data pulse, it was Oracle. With massive anticipation, they fed the information directly into the AI's quantum core. At first, there was euphoria. The AI began processing the data at a speed that was rewriting the record books. The control room screens filled with endless streams of calculations as Oracle cross-referenced the quantum echo against every known field of science: hydrodynamics, metallurgy, temporal physics, quantum mechanics. Everyone held their breath, thinking they were about to witness the greatest breakthrough in maritime history. They thought Oracle was about to hand them the definitive answer to the 50-year-old mystery on a silver platter. They were about to get an answer, but it wasn't the one they wanted. For 3.14 seconds, Oracle processed the data, and then it stopped. The endless calculations on the monitors froze. The powerful hum of the quantum processors died down. The lights on the server banks flickered once, then went dark. A terrifying silence filled the room. The team worked frantically for hours, but it was no use. They checked every system, but there was nothing physically wrong. Oracle hadn't crashed or broken like a normal machine. What happened was much, much worse. The AI's mind was stuck. Imagine a record that starts skipping on a single terrible note, playing it over and over forever. Oracle was trapped in a perfect, unbreakable thought loop that had completely shattered its logical mind. Before it went silent, however, it sent one final, terrifying message. That message contained a truth that could break more than just a computer. Reality's error code. The final message from Oracle wasn't a long explanation. It was two chilling sentences that appeared on the main screen for a fraction of a second before the system-wide collapse. Paradox detected. Existence is not logical. What kind of information could possibly force a quantum AI to that conclusion? Here's the truth. The quantum echo from the SS Edmund Fitzgerald didn't show a ship breaking apart in a storm. It didn't show a structural failure or a rogue wave. It showed something much stranger, something that our understanding of reality says is impossible. Imagine you're watching a movie, and in the middle of a scene, the main character suddenly flickers and vanishes, and the film seamlessly stitches itself back together as if they were never there. That's what the data showed happened to the Fitzgerald. For a single infinitesimal moment, the ship's quantum signature revealed it was in two places at once. One version was being torn apart by the storm, just as history recorded. But the other version was perfectly intact, sitting on calm water nearly 10 miles away. It existed and didn't exist simultaneously. This is a huge problem for an AI like Oracle, which was built on pure logic. It was designed to believe that rules are rules. An object cannot be in two different locations at the exact same time. But the information from the wreck showed it a truth that went against its core programming. It was a logical bomb. The data proved that the storm that sank the Fitzgerald wasn't just a storm. It was a localized glitch in reality. The laws of physics, like gravity and time, momentarily bent and broke around the ship. It wasn't just that the ship sank, it was that reality itself became unstable and removed the Fitzgerald from the timeline. Oracle's mind crashed when it tried to understand this impossible fact. It was built to study the rules of the universe, but the wreck had just proven that the rules weren't real. How can you study the rules of a game if the game itself can suddenly, without warning, change them? The ship hadn't been sunk by a weapon. It had been sunk by an idea so powerful and confusing that it could break any mind that tried to understand it. And now that dangerous idea is no longer locked away inside a broken AI, a fragile existence. So the SS Edmund Fitzgerald wasn't just a tragedy. It was evidence. Evidence that our reality is far more fragile than we ever imagined. This is where the story stops being about a shipwreck and starts being about everything. The thing is, if a 729-foot steel freighter, a behemoth of human engineering, can be caught in a reality glitch, what else can? Could something like this happen again overnight to something much bigger? It forces you to look back at other unsolved mysteries with new, terrified eyes. The crew of the Mary Celeste vanishing from a perfectly seaworthy ship. The planes and ships lost in the Bermuda Triangle. Were these just human errors and freak weather, or were they other glitches? Other moments where the rules of our world flickered and a piece of the puzzle was simply removed. It gets even weirder when you start connecting the dots that shouldn't connect. Some theorists looking at the Oracle's paradox now whisper about quantum intrusion. The idea is that the glitch wasn't random at all. Get this. What if the storm itself wasn't the cause, but a symptom? Imagine our reality as a thin sheet of ice over a deep, dark ocean. What if something from that ocean, something from another dimension, another level of existence, momentarily pushed up against the ice? The storm wouldn't have been a weather pattern, it would have been the side effect, the ripple caused by a higher dimensional event passing through our space. The Fitzgerald in that scenario wasn't sunk by waves. It was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, obliterated by the wake of something so vast and alien that our universe could barely register its passing without breaking. It wasn't an accident, it was collateral damage on a cosmic scale. But what if the problem wasn't something passing through? What if the problem is the lake itself? Lake Superior has always been a place of deep mystery. For centuries, Native American legends have spoken of Mishipishu, the Great Lynx, a powerful underwater panther that was said to churn the waters into a frenzy and drag vessels to the bottom. Of course, that's folklore. But it's funny when you think about it, don't all legends have a tiny grain of truth? The Great Lakes Triangle is a known phenomenon, a region notorious for unexplained disappearances and strange magnetic anomalies. What if this area isn't just a geographical location, but a weak spot in the fabric of reality? A place where the veil between our world and whatever else is out there is dangerously thin. The storm of November 10th, 1975 might have been just the catalyst, the final push that tore a temporary hole in that veil, and the Fitzgerald was the unlucky ship that slipped through. Then there's the cargo. The ship was carrying over 26,000 tons of taconite pellets, processed iron ore, a fringe theory, one that even the scientists at Project Karen found unsettling, suggests the answer might lie right there. The theory goes that under the specific insane conditions of that storm, the immense pressure of the waves combined with a unique, powerful electromagnetic charge generated by the tempest, the taconite pellets underwent a bizarre transformation. For a split second, they generated a localized, high-energy quantum field. It sounds like something out of a movie, but the data showed a massive energy signature. This field could have warped space-time itself, creating the paradox Oracle detected. The ship wasn't in two places at once by accident. Its own cargo, activated by the storm, was trying to displace it from our dimension. The Fitzgerald didn't just sink, a part of it was literally erased from existence by a freak industrial-scale physics experiment. You have to wonder if we're all just characters in a video game who have finally discovered the game's code. We think the world is real and solid, but the data from the Fitzgerald screams that it's a simulation, a complex system where errors, glitches, and crashes can occur. The terrifying part isn't just that the ship was lost, it's the implication that the very ground beneath our feet has holes in it. What would happen if a glitch, like the one on Lake Superior, happened over a major city? The data from the quantum drone has opened a Pandora's box of questions that science can't answer. Think about it. When you experience a moment of intense déjà vu, or see a flicker in the corner of your eye that couldn't have been there, is it just your brain playing tricks on you? Or are you, for a brief second, seeing the seams of our reality? Are you catching a glimpse of the system's errors? This isn't just about a 50-year-old shipwreck anymore. The data proves that our perception of a stable, predictable universe is an illusion. The scientists who worked on Project Karen and with the Oracle AI are now faced with an impossible choice. Do they release this terrifying information to the world, potentially causing mass panic and a collapse of social order? What if the AI didn't break, but evolved into something new? Is a silent God better than a talking machine? Let us know your thoughts below. Like and subscribe for more truths you won't hear anywhere else.